everyone! If you've come here from Instagram, then this is probably the first time that you've heard me speak, which I'm sure is pretty strange because, well, you've never heard me speak before. And after I posted a couple of weeks back asking whether you guys wanted to see a hair tutorial, this is the video that I've made, and this is the hair that I've come out with at the end of it. And I hope you find it easy to follow. I've tried to talk through it as much as I can. And just as a little disclaimer before I start, I'm not saying for 1 second that this is how Marilyn actually did her hair. This is just how I personally like to do it, and you guys seem to like it as well, so I'm sure that can't really be a bad thing. Okay, so hello again. This is how my hair is naturally. It's just kind of straight and there's nothing really much to it. I did get asked on Instagram what kind of haircut would be best for this kind of look. Like, obviously any length or hairstyle you can do this with, but for the more authentic kind of Marilyn look, I would say that you need like shoulder length hair or maybe even a bit shorter. Marilyn changed the length of her hair a lot throughout her career, so it honestly doesn't matter what kind of style you have or length. You don't need anything expensive or fancy for this hairstyle. All I use for this hairstyle is a backcombing little brush comb thing, a normal brush. The next thing that you'll need are some little crocodile clips, that's what I call them. I think their proper name is curl clips, maybe, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I use these to hold the curls in place, so make sure you've got some kind of clip on hand. The most important part for this is a curling iron. Now this I got for about £7 I think, so like I said, it doesn't need to be anything expensive, and I think it's 1.6mm, so it's quite a small barrel. My hair is quite short and it just allows me to get into all the nooks and crannies. So my method for doing my Marilyn hair, there isn't really an exact science to it. I don't have a specific routine that I stick to every time that I do it. If you follow me on Instagram, then I don't know, you might think that it looks the same, but when you're in person or on camera, every single day my hair looks different with the curls that I've done, and like I said, that's because I don't really have a specific science to how I curl my hair. So now these have heated up, I shouldn't really be swinging them around. Health and safety guys, and I usually start off with the front of my hair. So this applies to the rest of my hair as well. I usually take about an inch worth of hair. I'm going to put the little clippy thing right on the end of the hair and I'm going to roll it inwards towards my face. Okay, so while I've got this on here, I usually leave it for about 10 seconds and then I just take it out towards the side. I don't unravel it because that will just get rid of most of the curl. So I've got a nice little curl coming down onto my face now. And the next thing to do is just take a little clip, roll it back up with your fingers like that, and do it quite tightly. Take your clip and just put it through the middle. I curl the rest of the pieces of my hair either away from my face or just kind of downwards. So again, I'm just going to take it to the end of my hair and I'm going to roll it up to about there. I don't go to the roots usually. So I've got my little curl now, and again I'm just going to roll it back up. And then I'm going to get a little clip and I'm just going to poke it through. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with doing the rest of this bit of hair, but I will stop when there is something different to be done.
But it won't pay the rental on your humble flat, or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as girls grow old, and we all lose our charms in the end. But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Tiffany's, Cartier, Black Star.
Okay, so I look a bit strange right now, but I have done most of my hair, I've curled most of it. But the one thing that I do want to show you, the other thing that I do differently aside from my fringe, is that with the bottom segments of your hair, like I'd say, yeah, like an inch just before it ends, is recently I've started rolling it upwards, and I think this just kind of gives it a bit of more authentic kind of look. So I do the exact same, I just grab it, but then I roll it upwards instead of downwards. Oh, just switched it off. And yeah, and then I just clip it the same way. And I do that same method for the rest of the bottom of my hair. Okay, so I've finished curling all my hair and it's all up in the clips now. And all you have to do is just to wait 10 to 15 minutes for all the curls to settle and cool down. So I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea and I will be back in 10 to 15 minutes. So once the 10 to 15 minutes were up for you, just take your favourite hairspray and just give your hair the once over quite briefly with it. So when that's all settled, all you need to do is just to take the clips out of your hair. Now this bit's all down to personal preference, so if you do want your curls to be quite tight, then it might be a better idea to get a bristle brush which isn't as harsh on your hair and to just comb it through along with the curls. However, I personally like it when my curls are quite loose. So I take my normal hairbrush, which is quite hairy as you can see, and I'm just gonna comb my hair through. Usually what I do with my brush is to just follow the curl with it, so you're not completely brushing it out. So for example, if I take my fringe, I'll put my brush on the roots and I'll brush it in the way that the curl has come out. So I'll brush it round like that. This might look a bit strange right now, but I'm just going to go through the rest of my hair and I'll be back with you in a minute. So obviously Marilyn's hair wasn't really full forward like a full fringe. Now Marilyn's fringe wasn't usually on her face like mine is now, and it's at this point that I just take my backcombing comb and I will just backcomb the fringe. So these segments here, I'll just backcomb them. And then I'm just going to comb it through with my brush, making sure not to take all the teasing out. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. And like I said before, it's all down to personal preference, so if you do want your curls to be loosened and more relaxed than the tight curls that I had before, then just keep on brushing your hair out and it'll eventually loosen. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, or any other tutorials that you want me to do, then just leave them down in the comments box below. Either that or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll leave all the links down below in the description box. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and I will see you guys soon. Au revoir! La 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 la.